Oh my gosh. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, for our special live update review. This is update 5.10.0. And to be quite honest, it's a pretty wild one. I must say, I don't know if you've read the patch notes quite yet or not, but this one is, dare I say, this is more riveting than the mid-season patch. In the mid-season patch, we saw some changes. We saw some buffs that we didn't see coming. We saw some nerfs that we didn't see coming. You know, in the midseason patch, we got a nerf to the model shotgun. We got an uber buff to the Serb. We got a buff to the Pike, a nerf to the LH1. I mean, we definitely saw some things get shaken up in the meta there, but man, this one's kind of a thing. It's kind of a thing. So without further ado, let's jump into the patch notes. We will read through these, and then we're gonna go check out Reddit because quite honestly, I want to see what people are saying over there. If we've got some, that's a good place to go to watch some of the people crying. But honestly, they've got some things to be crying over. So everybody, we're doing this live. I'm going to turn this into a YouTube video. So everyone in the chat, what's going on? We'll definitely get to reading the chat a little bit later on, but I want to stick to the patch notes. But first, let me give a shout out to Pad, Shahil Astar, Nichols in the house, Andrew Thorpe, I see you, and PTS Demon. Welcome in, folks. So let's get into update 5.10.0. And I can tell you, Unicorn Slayer is not happy about this update. Let's dive into what they have to say here. Keon Flopper, your day has come, buddy. Keon Flopper. I was going to give you a special shout out, Keon Flopper. You got your 3.1.3, dude. But we'll talk about that when we get there, brother. I thought about you as soon as I read that, Keon. I was like, bro, his day has come. Let us go. All right. So balance changes and an AMA. In this update, the stun gun has been temporarily removed as we begin a full rework to define its role or to redefine its role as a true crowd control tool. That is wild. That is massive. That is just, I can't, it's one thing. All right, let's just keep going. I don't want to get too sidetracked here. So this change is aimed at improving gameplay balance, especially for new players. Check the attached dev note to get more details on that. Wild stuff. So hasta luego stun gun. Also of note, we've been closely investigating server performance for some time, recognizing that it hasn't been meeting expectations. Really? This is news to me. Through analysis, we believe we've identified a key issue, and this fix should significantly improve the experience for a large number of players. Not everybody, but a large number, we're hoping. But maybe it's just me. I don't care if any of y'all get your stuff fixed, but as long as my performance and optimization is better, that's all I really care about. That said, our work isn't done. The fight goes on. We've committed to making ongoing improvements and will continue rolling out fixes as we identify further opportunities for optimization. Well, thank you, Jeebus. I am glad that optimization is still a primary focus, man, because Lord knows it needs it. Thank you for your feedback and reports. Community input has been invaluable in helping us refine the experience. Please keep sharing your observations and let us know if you experience a difference after this update. So we shall be the judge of that. Join our AMA. If you're looking for real-time interaction with the devs, we'll be hosting an AMA on the Reddit finals tonight, where some of our directors will be answering the burning questions. Drop by live or post your questions now and check back after to see if they got answered. And of course, the update comes with a new fresh item store. Should we watch the video? Because after this, we're gonna look at Reddit. We'll look at Reddit after this to see what people are saying, because I think it's going to be funny. And then, of course, we'll go look at the store. So maybe I won't watch this video. We'll save it. We'll go look at the store live toward the end of the video. So if you're watching this on YouTube after, just go ahead and skip to the end and we'll take a look at the store. If you don't want to hear me read in a wonderful, should I get a serious dark tone in a world where breach charge has decreased priming time from 1.9 to 1.5 seconds? Or should I just read it normal? You guys think normal? Probably normal. All right, dev note. With the change to the 3 ammo and the breach charge, the charge's prime time now feels a bit slower for its projectile count. The adjustment aims to improve that. I wish I could do the Waltz voice, Dirty Baker. Frag grenade. Decreased ammo from 2 to 1. Decreased damage from 150 to 140. That's not Waltz. That's a little bit overdone, but that's not a bad one either, though. Increased environmental damage from 600 to 900. So Unicorn Slayer is actually furious at this nerf. Frag grenade, folks, I don't want to gloss over this or actually make a joke out of this because this is very serious. They nerfed the frag grenade from 2. You used to be able to carry 2, and now you can only have 1 frag. Not only that, it's from 150 to 140 in terms of damage, and they increased the environmental damage. So it does less damage to players, more damage to the environment, and you can only carry 1. Uno mas. Increased, so the dev note here says frag grenades have been outperforming the RPG-7 in damage, ammo, and cooldown, which isn't ideal. We also recognize that grenades can be a pain point for players. These adjustments aim to bring grenades more in line with other explosives while slightly buffing their impact on the environment. Additionally, our goal is to increase the readability of grenades in the future, which should help alleviate some of the frustration. When that update arrives, we'll revisit the changes and make any necessary adjustments. So in my opinion, that's all I really wanted was an indicator on the grenade being thrown. Like, that was it. I was good with that. But why not buff the RPG-7? I don't know. Why don't we start bringing some of these? I don't know if they want the TTK to be like slower in the game. Is that the aim here? Did they come out of the gates like swinging too hot initially with the time to kill? So for the uninhibited, TTK stands for time to kill, right? And so there's a fast time to kill, slow time to kill. Slower time to kill are games like Halo. Fast time to kills are games like Call of Duty, right? And so everything that they're doing feels like they're moving toward like a slower time to kill. I don't know, man. So in any case, for those of you who liked using grenades, which that was, true player Unicorn Slayer, that was her bag of tricks, man, is tossing them nades, bro. This is we're gonna pour one out for the homies. This is a pretty big hit. So frag grenades are now, there they are. That's what the change is. Now this is another really crazy one. Stun gun. Temporarily, so for all you stun gun lights out there, your day has come. Your day has come. They've been nerfing the stun gun since the game came out, and for those of you who were complaining about the stun gun now, have no idea what the stun gun used to be like. Bro, when you used to get hit by the stun gun, you could not ADS, you couldn't jump, you could barely move, your vision was blurred, you could not use a specialization or any of your utilities. Like, that was the stun gun back in the Dizzle for all the OG players out there. And so the stun gun, to me, maybe that's why I'm like not bothered by it. Like, yeah, sure, it's kind of annoying, but lights, that's just lights. Lights are just kind of annoying. Pretty easy to deal with, but they can be kind of annoying. Like, that's how I felt about them. That's how I felt about the stun gun. Like, it's not the end of the world. This is kind of annoying. But now it's completely removed from the game. So check it out. Temporarily disabled the stun gun, pending a rework that will release sometime during Season 6. Dev note, the stun gun has been a major pain point for players. Despite multiple adjustments, it remains overly punishing for those on the receiving end. Now, this is wild. This gives me like Recon vibes. Again, for those of you who have come to the finals a bit later, back in the Dizzle, mediums used to have a specialization called recon senses, which at the very beginning, before they started nerfing it, it was wall hacks, man. You could turn on recon senses and you could see across the entire map where people were. It was wild. And they started to nerf it down by nerfing its range, and then they would and you didn't even know you were detected back in the day. So then they gave like an indicator if you got detected, and then they finally were like, you know what, screw it. We're gonna pull it out of the game so we can rework it. Well, 5 seasons later or whatever, we still not seeing recon senses. All right, so they said the same kind of thing here. We're gonna pull it out of the game. So why not leave it in there till you rework it and then just update it with the rework? I don't know. But so are we ever gonna see stun gun again? I don't know, man, because I don't think we're ever going to see recon senses again, and this might be getting the same treatment. The gadget was always intended to be primary for crowd control, as it says here. However, It instead functions too often as a tool to secure a kill if you suck at the game, leaving little room for counterplay. This is especially problematic for new players, as early encounters with the stun gun can be frustrating enough to impact their experience and desire to continue playing. So to keep the game engaging and fair for all, we need to fix this. After careful evaluation, we made the call to fully rework the stun gun. Our goal is to refine its mechanics, visuals, and overall clarity so that when encountered in the arena, its role is clear, fair, and impactful. To do this properly, we've temporarily removed the stun gun while we work on delivering a better version that matches our vision. All progression, skins, and unlocks will carry over to the new version of the stun gun when it returns. For now, the gadget will be unavailable while we build a true crowd control tool that benefits the whole team and enables clutch plays without frustrations that have held it back. We hope to put an improved stun gun back into your hands ASAP. Well, we will see about that. So I imagine like some people right now are popping the champagne. Woo, like pour the glasses up, baby. Let's celebrate. Stun gun out of here. And then you're going to have a whole crowd of people who are typing on Reddit, right? And they're like, oh my God, they removed the stun gun. It's like, it's on Reddit right now, brother. Like, I can't wait to go read it. I'm over here with popcorn, just like, look at these fools. Look at them fight over it. I think it's hilarious. It's massive entertainment for me. So stun gun gone. Like, frag grenade nerfed. That one, I'm like, man, did we really need to do that, guys? Why not buff the RPG a little bit, man? Back in the day, the RPG would like one shot of light. Yo, back in the day, season 1, season 2, it was the Wild West. If you've come after those 2 seasons, you have no idea how bananas the finals used to be. And quite frankly, that I love that finals. Don't get me wrong. I love the game, man. I love playing. It's fun. I play with people. Like, it's still just, it's wild. It's a great time. But back in the day, bruh, back in the day, it was, yeah. So anyways, moving on to weapons. They've improved some stuff here with the manual action. So when they did the melee cancellation nerf, I guess it caused some reduced action or dead time on some of the weapons. So they aim to fix that. I'm not going to read that because it's not that interesting. They've done some content, that's pretty cool. Here's something. They've updated the hand model to a new, improved version that looks significantly more realistic and detailed, enhancing the overall immersion. That's cool, man. But I think we have a lot of other bugs that we should be working on, especially like private matches. Like, there's no private match bug fixes in this whole patch, but that's fine. That aside. They fixed some issues with controllers, not being able to control the menus. They fixed some cosmetic issues. They fixed some gameplay stuff where some of the things weren't, like, fixed an issue where destroying certain friendly gadgets incorrectly granted combat score. Just like little things, quality of life choices. This is kind of a neat one. Doors now open automatically at lower sprint speeds, making movement a bit smoother when traversing through the map. So that's kind of cool. I like this one. Cash outs can now be vaulted and climbed on. So if you remember, you could not like vault up on a cash box. You are now allowed to do that. So there you go. That is also cool. What are some other big ones here that I thought were worth talking about? Fix an issue later round. So they had some timer issues. Bernal, Kyoto. Oh, Kyoto destruction fix. Increased the floor resistance to impulse damage. And they fixed an issue where players in the bamboo forest in Power Shift on Kyoto would sometimes spawn at the wrong location at the beginning of the round. So floating props and mark. Oh, this is the big one. Keon Flopper, your day has come, my brother. Let us go. All of the commenting, all of the Hail Marys, all of the tarot card readings have just manifested your destiny. The secret is here. You did it, dude. You single-handedly got us an updated AMD FSR resolution scaling method to version 3.1.3. Bro, we owe this one to you, man. We definitely owe our hearts to you on this one. And if you know, you know. Keon Flopper, if you know, you know, everybody. So for specializations with the winch claw, they up consistent when dragged by the winch, and they reduce the amount of physics force pulled objects can apply to world objects, preventing them from launching items like cash out stations across long distances. Boring. That's boring. I want to throw that box, man. That's just, it's so wild when all of a sudden, boom, the box shoots across the map like that. I always think that's fun and adds to the chaos of the game. But as they say here in the dev note, we've seen players creatively using the winch claw to launch objects, sometimes sending cash out stations hundreds of meters across the map. While we love the ingenuity, this can disrupt the game pacing and make stealing nearly impossible. These changes retain more core gameplay, but limit how far objectives can be launched, keeping the flow of the game more balanced. All right. So now to some of this stuff. Hopefully when I get to this section, we'll all be really pleased and happy. So stability and performance. Fixed a case where some world textures would would remain blurry even though we're in the video. So this is rather vague. Server performance enhancement. That's it. Okay, cool. Like, I'm for it. I'm with it. They've got some UI stuff here that they did. Nothing that worthy or noteworthy rather. VFX fixed some more issues here. And then last, but certainly not least, security and anti-cheat. Resolved EAC and OBS incompatibility versions. Ooh, 30.1 and above. I know I was definitely having some issues with that. I didn't know that was a security or anti-cheat issue. Resolved EAC and Windows 2 or 24H2 incompatibility. This literally crashed my game the other day. Wow. And then general improvements and detection enhancements. Okay. You know, I get they need to be kind of vague with security and anti-cheat, really, because you don't want to give the cheaters any levers to pull in terms of trying to figure out new ways to cheat. But man, I want to see, here's a bullet point I wouldn't mind seeing. Implementing IP bans for caught cheaters. That's a novel idea, man. You heard it here first, folks. Like, that would be a great bullet point to read in one of these patches. Implementing IP bans for caught cheaters. Thank you for your time and your patience. Like, that would be radical. All right, well, that's that, folks. Let me know what you think about that in the comments, man. All right, so for those of you who are here live, let me catch back up here. I've kind of been just focusing on reading the chat, or pardon me, reading the update and whatnot, man. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think about the nerf? So the big ones here are the nerf to frag grenades, the complete removal of the stun gun, and yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. That's pretty much it. Mao says the new update is good. Okay. That's a perspective. What do you think about it is good? Are you feeling the stun gun removal? Let's see what people got. Let's see what people got to say here. Oh no, Reddit's. The whole light fan base after getting their favorite thingy removed. That's true. Like, let's be honest. Yeah, James. James says the grenade nerf is wild, and F the stun gun. Alone says not good, might stop playing. They hate my light. Yeah, I mean, there's so much more to the light though than the stun gun, dude, really. I mean, I think it was I think it was kind of wild to just completely remove the stun gun. I don't know why they didn't do the rework and just introduce the rework by replacing the current stun gun. I don't really understand that perspective. But I don't use the stun gun because I think it's whack. I think it's a waste of my space. Me personally, it's just not my playstyle as a light. And at worst, I just thought it was annoying to go up against, but not that big of a deal to me. Especially when you compare it to the old stun gun, bro. The old stun gun was farce. Mad farce. I love the game, but I really think Embark should stop nerfing everything and start buffing weaker things instead. I think that's a general consensus. What's going on, Charlie? What up? I only use it to stall caches. Yeah, the stun gun is a good cash out stall for sure. But I would rather have my heavy have like a C4 to stall cash out, or medium with a DMAT maybe, and light I would like to use that space for something else, something that like I like the gravity vortex is actually pretty neat. I've been using some of that for some cool stuff in plays lately, but I like glitch. And gateway seems like definitely need to have gateway. And I'm usually a dash light, so I'll use camo bomb. but I definitely try to use Camo Bomb on my team as well as much as I can. So, but nonetheless, Embark is not looking at the trash data and finally is in the community. Big testicle move. um, let's see. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Is that heads up a new hidden riot shield skin available in the store? Is that fake? That's not real, is it? Maybe we'll go look. We'll go look and see if that's real. That's cool, but I feel like that's not real. Some clarification about the smoke grenades. The stun gun is dead. This is funny. All right, well, you know, people, I'm sure some people are celebrating. There's been a lot of controversy with the wheel too, man. A lot of people don't like the wheel, dude. And at first I didn't think I cared, but also I didn't really think about it. And now that I have thought about it, I'm wondering if they should return back to like letting us earn cosmetics by, you know, completing certain tasks within the game for an event. So like create an LTM and then we have to do things within that LTM to earn these cosmetics as opposed to this system. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how they move forward with that. Oh, dude. Oh my God. This is what I'm talking about. Keon Flopper after patch 5.10. Oh, the memes for Keon, brother. You got it, man. Again, big shout out to you, Keon. You single-handedly, like, I think you like wrote a letter to your state senator or something about 3.1.3, dude. That's so funny. Maybe one APS will escape from the power shift to become more useful in the main modes. Lights, when they find out they removed it, they removed By the way, Breaking Bad is a masterpiece. Like, Breaking Bad is the best. It's not even a TV show. It is a work of art. I've watched this series from front to back probably 5 times. I've literally been to Albuquerque and went on like a Breaking Bad tour and went to a bunch of the places that they filmed like in real life. Walter's house, et cetera, Los Pollos, Hermanos, like all the places, dude. Freaking Breaking Bad. If you are a responsible age to view this program, watch this, man. It's so good. How about just removing the stun run from the game? Event daily's over. Yeah. Maybe we just just maybe, because Embark nerfed the RPG 7 multiple times before. Yeah, that thing got nerfed into the ground. Ozarks is really good. Yeah, Ozarks is in the same vein of Breaking Bad. Not as good as Breaking Bad to me, but Ozark is still an excellent show, man. We loved Ozark. That is a great show, for sure. Yep. Really good. Really, really, really good. One of the best. All praise the Lord who fought for FSR 3.1.3. I love that the community is like, bro, Keon Flopper is a presence, dude. All right. Well, I think I've seen enough here on Reddit. We should go here. I just wanted to show this though. And this is a little, let me move it. This is Keon Floppa. Look at how many times oh wait, wrong one. Go this one. Look at how many times this fool has freaking commented on some of my YouTube videos, and he'll jump in my live streams and this is all he'll say. Like, it's all different versions of like, let's get the FSR 3.1.3 upscaling. These are all the comments, dude, from Keon, brother. I know, Dirty Baker. I love it. I actually think it's hilarious. All right. So let's pop open the game. And yeah, so that's the update, dude. That is the update. It is wild stuff, ladies and gentlemen. More nerfs coming down the train. I feel like this is it. I feel like that's the world we live in, and there's not going to be this like pendulum swing back to buffing things. So yeah. Codron says, I feel like both 5.9 and 5.10 were kind of ew. I'm glad they nerfed the nades though, because nade spamming was getting out of hand in high elo. I mean, you know what? I know that like in pro scrims and stuff, they would actually ban it to where only one person on the team was allowed to have frag grenades. So I'm not saying frag grenades weren't strong, but I don't know, buff some other stuff. But I mean, maybe nerf damage and still let you have 2 though. So 2 well placed grenades will do a lot. Get you 1 shot or something, All right, so let us take a look at the store. What do we got here? The Azul-T immersion set. Actually, let me get my plain contestant. We'll get the plain contestant. That way we can see the gear as nature intended. Ooh, this is on sale. So from 1,500 down to 900 out of the gate on sale. That's kind of neat. I'm a ride or die Azul-T kind of guy. So maybe I get this. Maybe I get this. What's going on, Wallscast? What's up, buddy? Yeah, so that's kind of neat. I might get that. Just for that's kind of like, I don't know. We'll see. I'll make a determination later. And then, so we've got this golden mean set also on sale from 1,500 down to 900 for all you Via fans out there. I like the fit of this coat a lot better than that Azul-T one. Red eyes, kind of cool. Got you a little legendary background. That's neat. Ooh, that's kind of dope, dude. That CNS headgear, bro. It's like, remember when we had like the what was that LTM with all the heavies? Like oh gosh, where you had to play a heavy and you could use the SA-12. It was like all on the Vegas map. That's like a reskinned version of that reward, except for the face thing is vastly different. Steel Spotlight. Thank you, Waltz. I knew you would know. But like, that's actually pretty damn dope, dude. I like that. That's neat. That's Neato Torpedo. And then let's see. We got this. I mean, it's cool looking. And if you're into snakes, definitely. Wow. Oh, look we got an APS. Dude, APS didn't get a lot of love. Actually, Big Nichols, who's in the YouTube chat right now, I was watching him live. But so everybody, Big Nichols, he streams live on pretty much every platform at Nichols. Let's give him a shout out. So check him out. But the YouTube side's not working. Sorry, Nichols. But yeah, they were talking about like making a turret, like a teddy bear. Like a teddy bear holding like a Tommy gun for the turret skin. Dude, that would be so freaking dope, brother. So I don't know. This one's like, it's not for me. But it might be for you. It's just not for me. It's kind of neat looking. I personally am not a fan. And then there's that. And so that's I think the biggest W for this. First of all, this is dope. I bought the old one, like with the AKM and the flamethrower. I'm gonna buy this one because this Molten Mark set is one of the coolest things they've put out in the game. If you don't have it, the longer that you fire the weapon starts to cook and emit more embers. Like it'll go more glowing red. And you'll see like this heat kind of air exchange coming off of it. So like this skin is actually freaking legendary. It is really dope. So check that out. I think this is pretty cool too. But the biggest win to me out of the new skins that just dropped today or the new cosmetics is probably this one. I think this one's probably the biggest W for me. I think. Oh, wait, there was one thing someone said. I feel like it was Cap, but they said there was a hidden Riot Shield skin. Let's see if we can find it. I feel like it was Caposaurus. It was definitely Caposaurus Rex. Oh, no, it's not. Wait, dude, let us go. Can we do an inspect? Can I scoot away? This is a skin. This is actually really cool. I want to pull back. I want to pull back so I can see the whole thing. Let's see. You know what I'm talking about? Why can't I scoot the camera back, dude? That's whack. So that is a skin. They weren't lying. That's cool. That's actually pretty cool. So Waltz Cass asks, what do I think, or what does everybody think of the patch? I think it's pretty interesting, man. Let's see. Walt says, I do agree. This stun gun change is very much for the casual side of things, but it's probably needed at this point because it's such a major pain point for ages. It's been a major pain point for ages. Yeah. So a couple of things about the stun gun. Actually, I agree with that. I think, this reminds me of, remember when they nerfed the mesh shield, when the initial nerf to the mesh shield, and I'm not just talking about in like HP or whatever, but when they nerfed your ability to juggle the mesh, right? And once if you pulled your mesh out and then put your mesh away, you started a cooldown timer, so you couldn't pull your mesh back out. All right, and they literally said in the dev notes they did this because players couldn't understand what was going on, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, dude? I mean, I love Embark. I love the game. But Lord have mercy, dude. If that isn't I hate to say it. I don't want to be that guy. But skill issue. I have the skill issue skin, which is an awesome skin, by the way, like the skill issue tattoo and stuff. But like, if a new player can't figure out what's happening when someone's juggling a mesh shield, brother, like, that's on them, man. I mean, I hate to say it. Hashtag Spider-Man 3. Or hashtag Spider-Man, I missed the part where that's my problem, right? Tobey Maguire, you know what I'm talking about. I missed the part where that's my problem. So, yeah, they literally said they nerfed the mesh shield because juggling the mesh was too much for a player to understand. It's like, good golly, Miss Molly. So to your point, Waltz, the stun gun change is way more geared to the casual side. My personal experience is I just felt like the stun gun was kind of annoying. It was just like when it happened, it was like, oh, that's annoying. I didn't feel oppressed by it personally. And I don't think it's the best item for the light. Personally, this is my personal opinion, grain of salted, of course. But it's a really tough, the devs have a tough, I'll give it to them, man. They have a tough situation to deal with. Like, can you imagine trying to balance the meta of a game? Like, that's a huge undertaking. Like, that is extremely difficult because there are so many moving parts in trying to administer that, right? And then what does that even mean? What is balancing a game? Like, what is balancing the meta of a game? Like, that's pretty ambiguous in its own right. You know what I mean? And so, like, if you try to break that down and you try to figure out, like, let's get to an agreed upon like vernacular to have a discussion over that, so you have to start defining what a lot of these things and these terms mean, right? And so if I try to do that, because I'm who am I, right? I am absolutely nobody in this space. I'm definitely not a developer. I'm just one lowly gamer who casually plays the finals. And my main goal in life is just make sure that anytime I am in a private match against my wife, that I am just burying her left and right. Like, that's the only reason I play the finals, is so I'm good enough to beat Unicorn Slayer. And I'm struggling with that as it is. But nonetheless, so I think you have different tiers or pools of people who engage with the game. And by that, I mean like skill levels, right? So if you think about it like the tip of a spear or a pyramid, at the bottom of a pyramid, right? If you can do this kind of like visual kind of thing, you have like the entry level player base, right? And they are the foundation. They are I don't even know if they're the bulk in terms of population. But there's the significant amount of players kind of stuck in this space, and we could call them bronze, right? Or we can call them skillfully challenged folks, if you want to be politically correct. Okay. Dirty Baker says player base is kind of like a bell curve. That's a great way to kind of visualize that as well. Thank you, Alone. I appreciate that, brother. But so let's continue to run with this. So you've got like your low tier, your mid tier, and your, we'll say, high tier player. You know, you've got your bronze, silver, your gold, plat, and then your like diamond, ruby. You know, if that to just add to that, right? And like as you move up in the ranking, obviously you're gonna have less and less and less and less player population. And so like as a developer, like you have three different tiers of three different groups of people who play the game in three different ways. Like when you're playing against the bronze people, man, who are meant to be in bronze, they play the game exponentially differently than the ruby people play. And I'm talking loadouts, like team comp, team configurations, map placement, movements. You know, like if you look at a high tier loadout, a lot of times, especially like in the final round or something, a lot of the mediums carry an APS turret because part of the strategy is to do a lot of explosive damage. Medium throws a jump pad down, heavy takes off, drops an RPG, while the other guys are also taking the jump pad, raining down grenades, right, to get this like high explosive damage output. And so it would make sense to carry an APS turret to help your team inhibit that play strategy. But at the lower levels, that's just like not a thing, dude. So the item picks with each tier of player are vastly different. How those skirmishes and those exchanges take place are vastly different, right? And so if you're in the position of a dev and you're trying to like balance a game to please, how do you please everybody, man? Well, you just can't, dude. You just kind of can't. So you have to try to pick a lane, or it's like this delicate balance of trying, and pun intended, of like trying to figure out how to make everybody as happy as possible while not alienating any one of those groups. And by God, that's I'm glad I'm not dealing with it. So for me, when I think about it like that and what it would be like to be in that, like if it were up to me to try to balance the game, like that's a daunting task. So for me, that kind of like helps me give a little bit of like, I don't know if empathy is the right word, but like wiggle room, some space, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the word I'm looking for here, Waltz? Like some understanding of the difficulty that the undertaking that it is to try to balance a game for those different tiers of groups. So I think it would be ideal to try to do a bulk of your balancing for that mid-tier group, like the golds and the platinums kind of ish, with certain scenarios in either the top tier or the lowest tier that are particularly oppressive or really messed up. Like if something's really messed up at one of those, then you have to address it. But I think the bulk of your balancing goals should be to deal with that, because I think that's the bulk of the population is kind of the mid-tier player. So it's tough. I don't like the constant nerfing. I would like to see more buffing of weapons as opposed to trying to like bring other things down to try to balance the game. But I don't think we're getting away from that. And so it's just like, well, you know, I'm going to have to do the emotional work to accept that. So I can still have fun. Because that's the thing, man. People, I watch some of the top tier players in the game, and it's almost like they're hate playing the game. It's almost like they're Eeyore. Like they're just, it's like, you don't even seem like you like the game. What are you doing here? And what's interesting is we're playing the same exact game, but I am having an absolute fucking blast, man. And so it's like, how can two people be doing the same thing but have two completely different experiences? Well, it's the map of the territory. It's the frame that you put around your experience. And I get it, man. Like, if you're top 500, if you're top 10, like, you're here for a different reason than I'm here for. So I understand it. Like, I understand you can be really frustrated. When I talk to some of the top 500 players who are frustrated with the game, like, I get it. Because when you get to the top 500 or near that, the game's different. Griefing meta. That's when you talk about, everyone talks about the meta. Well, do you know about grief meta? Because grief meta is a real thing. And if you don't know about grief meta, well, you're just not that good at the game. No disrespect to you. But grief meta is essentially where in cash out, once you hit a certain point with your money, like in your first place team, you literally get to decide who comes with you. You can push people out on purpose. You can grief certain teams, and you get to elect who makes it to the next round if you play the game in that way, or AKA right. So once you get to a certain level, like in the Rubies, top 500, closer to that, like grief meta, everybody does grief meta. That's the only way you can continue to move up. So they play the game way differently than I play the game because I'm not doing grief meta. I don't want to think about that. I want to have just like fun without, you know what I mean? Winning is not my main goal. Fun is my main goal. And so, you know, the top 500 guys are having just a vastly different experience. So I get it. I understand how some people can be upset at the low tier, the mid tier, and the high tier. I am just trying to I'm trying to roll with the punches, man. At the end of the day, I don't have any control over the developers taking a grenade away. So it just kind of is what it is. Wow, that turned into like a long, weird soapbox thing. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are here for it. Like, wow. So, you know. Yeah, Walt says I have to drive to work, but I wish I could spend an hour chatting. Yeah, I could chat all day. Thank you, Chili. Thank you, Chili Kev. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, that is that's this update. What's in the store? Ooh, Uchiha. I did already show the store. You'll just have to go watch the video. That feels really douchey though, so I'll show you. There's this, which is kind of cool. It's a meh for me. Hey, I'm wearing the skill issue. See, that's how much I like this I'm wearing the skill issue tattoo. If you guys couldn't see it. Can I zoom? For God's sakes, why isn't it letting me zoom? Anyway, so there's that. They got the Via set, which is kind of like, yeah, it's all right. This mask is pretty cool. See, I can zoom on this one. That's pretty cool. CNS, I like that. You got the dress which suits you. And then they've got this whole kit, which is like the coral snake set, which is, it's okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, dogs, and cats, thank you for tuning in to my update 5.10.0. It's a wild one. I wish they hadn't nerfed the grenades in the way that they did. I wish, I don't know why they took out the stun gun, like rework it and then introduce the new stun gun. This feels very Recon Senses to me, so maybe we never see the stun gun again. I don't know. But, you know, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. As long as we can keep hanging out with friends, laughing, cutting up, having those hair-raising, last-second, buzzer-beater, adrenaline-filled moments, and enjoy the time that we have when we do play the game. That's what it is all about. Chili says, I do hope it gets the Recon Sense treatment. But I have the day off from work, so I don't have to go to work today. So I'm going to do a couple more YouTube things, create some thumbnails and all this kind of stuff. And then Unicorn Slayer and I will be streaming today. Actually, I usually don't stream on Wednesdays, but we're going to stream today. And it's going to be earlier. I'm thinking maybe 11-ish, maybe. I'll post it. But, man, I really would love to see you guys on stream. And thanks for tuning in today for this pop-up patch review. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are the absolute best. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see y'all later today.